Before we begin, I have to disclose that I'm not an expert in anything, so anything I share with you, if you try it, use it, or buy it, you do so at your own risk and peril. Also, too, I'm neither endorsed, affiliated, or reimbursed by any company or product that I talk about. And finally, if you get something from this video, please like, subscribe, and share. And also throw a comment down below. I do read every single comment and reply to every single one. Okay, hi. I'm just giving a quick video of my updates on my home. Now, this ties in with things that have happened to me, have made me see that if it hadn't been for those things that happened to me, I wouldn't be able to help the people that I do or myself. That being said, I purchased this foreclosed property and I'm going to take this and put this video on my YouTube page with pictures of what this house looked like prior. What I did was when I got this house, I washed everything and then I painted. What'll happen to me is I'll get an idea and I'll put it in place until I can get a better idea, until I'm satisfied with what I want. This was just open and then there was a shelf up there. And what I did was I pulled that down and then I made this wall. I just love this. I made it where I can put things down underneath. And then I bought these little cubby things and I stacked them and then I screwed them right here. So they have my boots and stuff use. And then that is the closet. And that's wonderful to have that extra space because this house is actually only 672 square feet. I love the way I did this because it's not going all the way up. So it does give some light. And in the wintertime, it's really dark in here anyway, but it does give some light. I could put more light up there if I wanted. Now, this is my kitchen now. So isn't that lovely? I just love it. When I bought this house, this was burgundy cupboards, and then the countertop was that old Formica where the Formica was actually off of it and there were holes in it. So I had purchased wet cement in a bucket and I took a roller and I took paint pen and I put water in there and then I would put the cement on and then I would just roll and I'd go back and forth in two directions. And so it gave this wonderful rock type looks to it. And now I painted these counters. For a while I had it black. It was too dark. Then I had it white. It was too light. I darkened them up a bit because it just looked better with the white. It makes it pop more. The other problem was there was nothing on the backsplash. So I just took grout and I just took a big fat putty knife and I went back and forth, kind of like what I did with the countertop. And then I used just white paint and then I used the polyurethane that I used on the counter. The cupboard doors now, when I bought the house, that cupboard door was missing. And that was missing. So I just decided to leave those off because I can't really reach up there anyway. And I made them a feature. And then I took the cupboard door off here and I made those cupboard doors. And they're not real fancy. They're just made with normal hinges. You probably can't see them because they're painted gray, but they're just normal hinges. Then in here, it didn't have that middle shelf. So I had to make the middle shelf and paint it, and I painted everything. And I put those little magnets on it. I was so proud of doing that. They were like $1 a piece. I was so happy. Here, this was actually boxed in, and I took a reciprocal saw, and this actually goes all the way to the back of the wall. So I have my plastics in there, and I have this here. Now I had put a door on there, but I just constantly am using the garbage when I'm in the kitchen cooking or whatever. But what a great way to come up with putting your garbage, because where else would you put it? In this little tiny kitchen. And then the other issue was no place for a stove and an oven. Here is where they had the oven originally, and they had this really weird white light that came out. They must have had the oven there because the plug is down there for the stove, but I really didn't like it. So I bought myself this oven. The oven actually works super good. I made a bone-in turkey breast in this oven for Thanksgiving, and it was delicious, and it was plenty big. I do a huge cooker thing if I wanted to make a huge turkey or pulled pork or something like that. So then what I did was I ended up cutting that bottom shelf off. You're like, oh my God, what happens when you go to sell it? I'll just put it back on. Who cares? Now, the biggest pain is this back here, because where are you going to store all your stuff? Some of it I store in a locker thing in the basement that I bought, the things I hardly use, but most of it is down there. I mean, I don't have a lot. And then I just built this shelf this week. So I did the backsplash and I built the shelf. And I also have the toaster oven here. So it's not that pretty, but I don't really make a lot of food, and that's crooked because I just moved that over there. I'm like, I don't like it where it was. So I'll fix that. But I loved this backsplash so much. And so I was standing here, and as I was getting done, I looked at this door. Whoever lived here before me must have had dogs, and they must have left them here locked out of the house. I can just imagine those poor dogs. But it had these huge things, so I did the same thing with the door. Can you see it? It is just the coolest looking door now. And so I'm going to do that to that wall over there. The other thing I made was this shelf, and originally I had it out further, but I didn't like it out that far. When I toured the home, I knew exactly what I wanted to do to this house. I was going to have it where that was closed off, but I just love the open concept of being able to talk and have people over. I mean, this house, I have to say, it is so warm, and it's because of me.